Hello everybody and welcome back into Scotiabank Arena for some more Toronto Maple Leafs hockey action. The Maple Leafs taking on the Vancouver Canucks for the second and final time this season. As you know, well, the Leafs took it 4-3 against the Canucks in the Heritage Classic back in Vancouver. So the Canucks look for revenge tonight on a special night for the Maple Leafs. St. Pat's, as it always is, as Wall makes his first stop. Carlo sends it into the Canucks zone. The Canucks in their alternate uniforms, as the Leafs are as well. Here's a good early save by the Vancouver netminder. In the corner it goes. It's corralled by Roenick. Here's Höglander on the left side, down through the middle. Looking for the feed, he has it, and now moves in. Drops it for Pettersson. No shot on the play. Carlo takes it back. His pass ahead finds Matthews. He has Domi going to the net. Max Domi scores! It's 1-0 lead. Max Domi wastes no time on the backhand. And that's how we get started on St. Pat's tonight. Well, nice goal for Max Domi. Is exactly what you want to see from the Maple Leafs right out of the gates against this Canuck lineup. They had a good chance early on. They were unable to finish on it. Wall with a good save, and the Leafs come back the other way and score and take the lead here. Carlo turning that over. Höglander back inside. Here's Pettersson to the net. It's knocked out by Wall. Got a good chunk of that. Here's Nylander. He'll send it back into the Canuck zone. Around the boards it goes. Here's Austin Matthews. Backhander shut down. Rebound. The poke check sent it wide as Nylander thought he had a wide open net. And he takes it back here. Nylander looks, plays it to the net. They score! It was stopped, but Yarncroke stuck with it, and he finds the back of the net. It's 2-0 Toronto early. Well, the Leafs take an early 2-0 lead. They're looking good here tonight against Vancouver. They usually have a very hard time against this Canuck lineup at home, but tonight it's going well so far. As here's McCabe to the goal now. He'll shoot it. He scores! It sneaks in, and it's 3-0 already. Jake McCabe. And this Leaf lineup doesn't stop. They're 11-0-2 on the season for a reason. Already up 3 here in the first. This is one that Thatcher Demko needs to have, kind of like the second one he let in. Sure, it could have been a goal either way. It also could have been a save just based on the positioning of his goaltending. And that third goal should have easily been handled as Jake McCabe put it right at him, but he had eyes on. Here's another shot. That just missed the net. Leafs are coming in waves. Here's McCabe again. And he stopped this time. Cole. Here's Besser with it out to center. 3-0 Toronto in the opening period. We're only halfway through. Here's McCabe again. Breaking. He stopped. Rebound that didn't go. Here's Tavares. Fed it in front. A swing and a miss by McCabe. Out it comes, it's Besser. Leafs are shaking their heads. They can't believe it's not 4 right now. Here's Besser from the corner. Knocked back by Matthew Nyes. Nyes, one of the best pieces this year for the Leafs. Here's Miller, a shot. That's blocked in front by Ekman Larsson. Here's Matthew Nyes stepping in. He'll shoot it. And that one hit the post. Nyes dropped it to the point. Nobody there. They'll go back to get it. It's Brandon Carlo. Here's Riley ahead for Nyes. Good pass through center. Hit. And the drop pass came across, but it's offside against Toronto. 3-0 in this first period. The Leafs off to a great start. Looking to improve to 12-0-2 on the season. This team has been unstoppable this year. Here's Friedman to Garland. Turned that over to Nick Waugh. Waugh through center. He'll dish it off for Carlo. Carlo has a man going to the net, but drops it back instead. And they'll recover as Riley sends it in. Leafs chase it down. Waugh in front. Here's Wadden. And that was Waugh trying to get it back, but good job by the Canucks there, cutting that off. Here's Morgan Riley back to collect. Leafs on it here. Here's Riley. Drops for Camp. The shot stopped and they score! Scotty Lovin! It's 4-0 in the first. And they come in waves here. What a St. Patrick's Day so far for this Maple Leaf lineup. Putting everything at the net. They're getting rewarded 4-0 in this first period. And I think that's going to be it for Thatcher Demko here tonight. Well, if you're the Vancouver Canucks, you cannot afford to give up 4 goals in the opening period of a hockey game. And the Leafs obviously eager always to get in the St. Pat's uniforms and put on a show for this crowd. But for the Canucks, you need to find a way to defend that and fight back, and they just haven't been able to in this first period tonight. Here's Garland, turning it over to Holmberg. He'll grab it back and turn it over to Lorentz. His pass finds McMahon, and here they come again. The Leafs don't stop. Here's the pass, and a good save. Side of the net, they look for it again, and another big save made. Penalty on the play, it's going to Toronto. As Nick Robertson elects not to touch it a second to go in the period, Wall makes the save, and Toronto heads into the locker room tonight on St. Patrick's Day with a 4-0 lead after 1. Shots a goal in the hockey game, 13-3 Leafs. They lead it 4-0 after 1. Hits are 8-3 Canucks. The faceoffs 4-2 Vancouver. No power plays, but Vancouver will be on one to start the second. They're down by 4. Welcome into period 2 here tonight from Scotiabank Arena. The Maple Leafs and the Vancouver Canucks. Second and final meeting this year. Canucks have work to do, down by 4. Here's Höglander. Drops for Lindholm. Centers for Besser, and a good save made by Wall. Bouncer got away, Besser back. Pettersson can't get the shot. Here's Morgan Riley, and here come the Leafs shorthanded. It's a 3-on-1. Riley stopped, and the rebound goes wide. Looked like they had a sure tap and to make it 5, but here comes Höglander. The other way, he stopped, and the rebound stayed out. Some way, somehow, Joseph Wall got over, makes another save in tight, and he'll play it behind his goal for Morgan Riley, who's there to send it out and down the ice. This one on goal. Picked up by the Canucks. Here's Hughes. He'll center ahead for Besser. Besser through center. Has a man on his left, but he'll peel and now bring it in over. Going right to the net. He's stopped by Wall. And that one shrugged away. 10 seconds left on the power play. McCabe behind the D. Good save made by Demko as they stick with him after he gives up 4. Here's Besser. He'll carry in. That was turned over to McCabe. The Canucks did play last night, and it kind of shows here as Boston took them down in overtime 4-3. Here's Hughes for Besser. And that was back in Boston, so a road trip continuing for the Canucks. Leafs have one more home game before they head to the road. That's against the Anaheim Ducks. There's a save made there. Here's Järnkrok. McCabe. He has Tavares with him. Järnkrok's going to the goal, and he can't get it on net that time. Here's Besser. Back to collect. Canucks in over the line. It might be a 2-on-1. Here's the shot from an angle, and Wall had to be ready. Makes the stop. Here's Tavares. The other way, 4-0 Toronto. All goals came in the first. He'll wind. He'll shoot. Save made. The rebound got away from Knies. Here's Besser. In over the Toronto line. Trying to go to the net with that. Benoit took it back. Here's Nick Robertson. Leafs stepping in. Robertson tried for the slap. That didn't work. Pettersson. Here's Höglander. Back in his own zone. Leafs challenge, but still have a 4-0 lead after the first 20 minutes. We're now officially halfway. Still 4-0. That shot scores! Took a little bit of a turn off one of the legs in front of the Leafs. And the Canucks get on the board. It's Elias Lindholm at 10:55 of the second period to make it 4-1. This one for Joseph Wall. You need to be in better position. I know it takes a redirect, but his blocker needs to be down in a better position here. And he does not have the arm in place, and it's going to sneak right underneath to give the Canucks their first goal tonight. Draw one. Here's Robertson. Nylander sends it in. Joseph Wall has held the fort since Anthony Stolarz came back. They wanted to start him today. He had a great St. Pat's performance last year. Here's Nylander turning that over to Cole. Friedman. He'll circle back as the Leafs took down Calgary 6-2 last year on St. Pat's. Here's Cole, gave it away in front of his own net, not sure what he was doing. Matthews got a shot, he stopped, and the rebound Demko got across. He's been lights out ever since giving up those 4. Here's DiGiuseppe. Looks ahead, Canucks with it, 4.5 to go, middle period, 4-1 Toronto. Here's Sam Lafferty, the former Leaf. He's pinned along the boards, and the Leafs chip it back into the Canucks zone, and quickly getting to it is Friedman. Centered for Teddy Bluger. Here's DiGiuseppe back in his own zone. He'll drop off. That finds help in Bluger. Bluger in the left corner of his own end. Turning it over to Cole. Now Friedman with it back. Here's Friedman. Gave it away to Holmberg, and the Leafs have been all over the Canucks here. Lorentz centers. That was given away, but he got it back. Drops for Morgan Riley. Shoots. That went wide. Holmberg to Riley. Here's Lorentz. That deflects and bounces right to Demko, where he will easily corral that for a faceoff. 8.7 seconds remaining. Middle period. Toronto 4, Vancouver 1. Here's the faceoff to the right side of the Canucks goal. Fans loud here tonight. Here's Waugh looking from the corner out front. That pass cut. And that'll end the second here tonight from Toronto. It's the Leafs 4 and the Canucks 1 after 2. The only goal that period to Elias Lindholm. One that Wall will want back. But the Leafs still up by 3. Shot to goal after 2. 20 for Toronto, 9 for Vancouver. It's Toronto 4, Vancouver 1 after 2. Hits are 11-3 Canucks. The faceoff's 5-4 Vancouver. 0 for 1 on the power play Vancouver. Toronto has an ad one. 4-1 Leafs after 2. Welcome into the third period. The best home team in the league this season, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Looking to go 6 straight wins here at home to start the year. The best home record and the best record in the league, trying to improve to 12-2 here this afternoon. Up by 3, pretty strong case. Here's Riley, what a save by Demko. Got across and robbed them. Now, here come the Canucks. Höglander on a step. Here they go. What a stop by Wall the other way. And back and forth they go early here in the third. Here's Nylander. He'll step in. Shoots. Stopped by Demko. Got a blocker on it. Matthews. He'll drop it off. Nobody was there. He'll corral it back. Looks to the corner for his partner Nylander. Fed in front. That just missed Domi. Back for Matthews. Dished it to the point. Nylander kept it in for Morgan Riley. Riley back to the point for Nylander. Nylander looks, got a lane, took the shot, it was blocked. The Leafs do keep it in. Domi to Carlo. This one comes out, but it's Domi back to collect. Almost 6.5 gone here in the third. Domi stopped, and they score! It's William Nylander. And the Leafs back in front by 4 again. It's 5-1. So the Leafs routing the Vancouver Canucks here on St. Pat's. They have a 5-1 lead. Last St. Pat's, they downed the Calgary Flames 6-2. So similar fashion this year on St. Pat's. Draw one back, it's McCabe. He'll send it in on his backhand. It's chased down by the Canucks in their own zone. Hughes looking to get it out. He'll center for Miller. Leafs keep that in on the turnover. Matthew Nye shoots. Good save made by Demko. Well, they kept him in. He did give up his 5th of the night, but he has been lights out up until giving it up. Here's Matthew Nye stepping in, shooting. He'll stop it again. What a save by Thatcher Demko in the splits. Sitting down on his backside, makes the save. The puck did roll underneath them, but the Leafs, if they got just one more blade on it, it would have been 6-1. Face-off coming, one back. Here's McCabe again, and Demko read that with the blocker. Here's Calle Yarncroke going for a spin, now shooting it. Stopped again by Demko. Leafs testing him here in this third period. McCabe didn't keep it in. It's offside against Toronto. 9:01 to go, third period. Toronto 5, Vancouver 1. Following this, it'll be the Cornwall Colts and the Saginaw Spirit. St. Pat's from Cornwall. Draw one back. Here's McCabe. He'll send in. Chasing it around the far wing is Yarncroke. That was turned over to Tavares. Here's Ekman-Larsson. Pass to McCabe. He let that go and didn't miss the target by much. As the puck goes out into the seats for a face-off. Face-offs in the game are 8-5 Toronto. Pretty much held every category intact tonight. Draw one by Tavares. Here's McCabe again. Stopped. Rebound on his backside. But it never got past him. Here's Lindholm. Up ahead for Garland. In come the Canucks trying to attack. There's the pass turned over to Tavares. Pass for Järnkrok. He's in behind the D. He'll shoot it. It's stopped. And Nyes hit the side of the net. Where is it? Tries to get it back in behind the goal. He'll kick it around. That finds Ekman-Larsson. Kicking it back. Nobody there. It comes out. McCabe back to collect. Pass ahead for Nyes. He'll come back inside with it. Shoots! Stopped by Demko. Well, the Leafs have been shooting from all angles tonight, and it's working for them. 5-1, they lead. Here's Cole. Across to Garland. 2 to play in this third period. Toronto up by 4. Just like how they started. Here's Järnkrok trying to get it. Back to the point, it's Ekman-Larsson, and that comes out. Past him. Leafs back on the attack. It's Järnkrok. Last minute of play. Here's a pass in front. Wadden took it away. He did keep it in. Drops for Riley. Here's Carlo. Shoots. Scores! May have been tipped in front. No, it's went clean. And Brandon Carlo makes it 6-1 with 21 seconds to spare. I think the biggest factor of this third period is the Leafs have not allowed a shot against. No shots this period for the Vancouver Canucks. They've been blocked every chance. Here's Kampf. He'll feed it over to Nick Waugh. Kampf with it now. 10 seconds left. His pass. That was cut. Waugh has it and puts it to the net. It's blocked. Riley in front. There's a swing and a miss, but they score! With 5 seconds left, Morgan Riley joins in at 7-1. Well, one better than last St. Patrick's Day as the Leafs rout the Vancouver Canucks. Here tonight on St. Pat's, 7-1. Can you hear this crowd? That's your final score tonight. It's the Leafs 7 and the Vancouver Canucks 1 here on St. Patrick's Day. What a finish. What a night for the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is exactly what you want to see from this Leafs squad on home ice. They continue their good ways. They get rewarded. 12-2 now on the season. The best team in the league by a large margin. Coming up now, it's the Cornwall Colts and the Saginaw Spirit in another St. Pat's showdown, the second of 5 today. We'll see you there.